Black Panther was one of the best movies of 2018, and it had many fans wondering why they did make the character black. Well, actually they did, but there's more to the story that most people don't know. The secret that Marvel hid about Black Panther is that Wakanda might not be the utopian society that everyone thinks it is. There are some things that happen in the comics that would shock all of us if we saw them in the MCU. So let's get into it. Number 1, the secret they hid. In the comics, the reason that T'Challa becomes Black Panther isn't exactly a secret. He takes the mantle from his father, who was killed while trying to protect a young boy who would go on to become the new Black Panther. But in the movie, the origin of the Black Panther suit was changed. Instead of being passed down from a previous Black Panther, it was made by Shuri after T'Challa's dad died in a mission that he was a part of. This change has led many to wonder what other secrets Marvel may be hiding about Wakanda and its history. Did they change everything about the comics, or are there still some elements that we have not seen yet? Let us know what you think. Number 2, Wakanda's true history. As you probably know, Wakanda is the most technologically advanced nation on Earth. It's home to some of the greatest inventions and discoveries that could potentially change the world. However, there are some aspects of its history that aren't often talked about, such as the fact that it wasn't always a peaceful country. At one point, Wakanda was ruled by a tyrant named Mephisto. He ruled with an iron fist and oppressed his people until he was eventually overthrown by King T'Challa's grandfather, who established the peaceful nation that we know today. So it's possible that Wakanda could have another dark period in its future if someone else tries to take the throne. Number 3, T'Challa's biggest mistake. We all know T'Challa as the great leader of Wakanda, but he's far from perfect. In fact, he made one of the biggest mistakes in his life when he allowed a terrorist organization called the Dogs of War to operate within his borders. This decision led to the deaths of many innocent people and put Wakanda in danger of being destroyed. Even though T'Challa eventually stopped the Dogs of War, he never forgot the pain and suffering that they caused. And it's this guilt that drives him to do anything he can to protect his people from harm. Number 4, Killmonger's point of view. If you thought Killmonger was just a crazy villain who wanted to kill everyone in Wakanda, then you'd be wrong. Killmonger had a very valid point of view. He believed that Wakanda should use its technology and resources to help those in need around the world, especially Black people who are often marginalized and oppressed. Unfortunately, T'Challa did not agree with this way of thinking and saw Killmonger as a threat to Wakanda's way of life. But maybe there's something to be said for Killmonger's point of view. After all, Wakanda is one of the richest countries in the world and could do a lot of good if it wanted to. So what do you think? Is Killmonger right, or is T'Challa in the right? Let us know your thoughts. Number 5, the comic book origins. For those of you who don't know, Black Panther first appeared in comic books back in 1966. At the time, the world was a very different place, and there were a lot of misconceptions and stereotypes about Black people. Unfortunately, these stereotypes often portrayed Black people as being less intelligent, less capable, and more prone to violence than white people. Despite this, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby created Black Panther, one of the first Black superheroes in mainstream comics. They wanted to create a character that would be a role model for Black children and show them that they could be anything they wanted to be. Black Panther was a huge hit with readers, and he quickly became one of the most popular characters in the Marvel Universe. Over the years, Black Panther has been featured in dozens of comic book series and has also appeared in several animated and live-action films. He is truly an iconic character who has broken barriers and inspired people of all races. Number 6, what this means for the MCU. Now that we know more about Black Panther's past, it's clear that Wakanda is a much more complex and interesting place than we originally thought. There's a lot of history and culture that has been packed into this small country, and it is something that the MCU has done a great job of exploring. With the addition of new characters like Namor and the exploration of the country's past, It's clear that the MCU is only scratching the surface of what's possible with Black Panther. There are so many stories left to tell, and we're excited to see where the MCU takes these characters in the future. One thing's for sure, though, we can expect a lot of surprises along the way. From ancient secrets to hidden enemies, there's no telling what kind of threats T'Challa and his people will face next. But we're sure that they'll be up to the challenge. After all, they are the protectors of Wakanda and its people. Now, you may be wondering what this means for the rest of the MCU. How will the events of Black Panther affect the rest of the characters and storylines? Well, only time will tell. But there are definitely some clues in the comics that can give us an idea of what to expect. For example, the introduction of Namor, the Submariner, has already started to change things in Wakanda. Namor is a powerful ruler who is not afraid to make tough decisions, even if they're unpopular. He's also a fierce warrior who is willing to do whatever it takes to protect his people. The arrival of Namor has definitely shaken things up in Wakanda, and it lines be interesting to see how the other characters react. Another thing to consider is the role of the wider world in Wakanda's future. For centuries, Wakanda has been able to remain hidden from the rest of the world, but that's no longer the case. Now that the world knows about Wakanda and its advanced technology, it's only a matter of time before other world leaders come knocking. T'Challa will have to decide how he wants to handle these interactions and what kind of alliances he wants to form. It's a lot of responsibility, but it's also a great opportunity to explore new possibilities for Wakanda and its people. Ultimately, the future of Wakanda is up to T'Challa and the other characters in the Black Panther universe. They have the opportunity to shape Wakanda into a great nation that can be a beacon of hope for the world, or they could succumb to the pressures and challenges that come with their newfound fame. Only time will tell what path they'll take, but one thing's for sure, it's gonna be an exciting ride. Thank you so much for watching, we really appreciate it. And we love it if you could leave a like and subscribe so you never miss out on any of our awesome videos. But for now, I'm signing off. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.